raising your hand. How many have tried to build a business? If you've tried to build a business and it has failed, please keep raising your hand. Okay, quite a few people as well. I've been an entrepreneur for a few years. I've had many failures. I graduated from college about 5 years ago. So since I was a student, I've been trying to build stuff, and a lot of the businesses have failed. To me, it was kind of obvious that the reason why these businesses don't get off the ground was I believed Zimbabwe wasn't quite ready for the stuff we're trying to bring. My first startup was a business which sells music online, and it was like 6 years ago. I was working with a guy called Kembo. We called the website simvocal.com, but we not only struggled to get licenses because we quickly learned that when you are to be able to sell music, you needed to get rights, and even the artists don't own all the rights, and the producers don't own all the rights. You needed to also spend on an organization called Zimura, and they weren't very willing to work with us because we couldn't address the piracy issues they had. So that was the first problem. The second, which was the biggest problem then, was it was almost impossible to collect payments from people in Zimbabwe. We couldn't even get a PayPal account, and it was sort of like the first failure. But I guess it was then because the market wasn't ready for the stuff we're trying to launch. I guess if we try again now, we may be able to make it. I think because it's getting better. We now have EcoCash and stuff. So between then and now, I've been involved in a number of startups. A lot of them failed. Right now, I'm now working on evenings and weekends on zimstay.com, which has had some success, and it's doing well actually. So things are now starting to get better. But I guess the reason why is also because the landscape has shifted. Back then it was very difficult to start a startup. These days it's now easier. You can now collect payments. It's now easier to advertise. More people are getting online and stuff. But before we've even had this success, I've also always been trying to contribute to the whole ecosystem. So you know, when the whole ecosystem thrives, when you get more people coming online, when more people are able to make online payments, when more people understand tech startups, and more people are able to use the internet, like you stand a better chance of success. So before I started working for Muzinda around January, I've been very actively involved in communities such as these ones, trying to get together people and see how we can solve these common problems. So when I started working for Muzinda, to me, Muzinda was for the first time in a long time a job where my personal interests, which are using technology, working with a lot of bright people in startups, are sort of aligned with my core ideologies, which are making a contribution to the whole ecosystem, and that's what we do at Muzinda Hub. What I'm trying to do has never been done before. So we are a startup. It has never been done in Zimbabwe before, so we're a startup ourselves. We're going to be launching an incubator in April. We've already identified some of the startups we're going to be working with. So we're going to try to give them resources to make it easy for them to get their businesses off the ground, so that they don't get the same problems we had 6 years ago when I tried to start Zim Vocal. So we're going to be providing office space, internet access, money to those who need money, mentorship to those who need mentorship, trying to connect you with some early customers from this network we've developing and which we are continuing to develop. We're trying to build an ecosystem which makes it easy to build a business and to start up. But we're also focusing on using the science principles we learned in Form 1 in startups. So we were discouraging people to spend something like 6 months trying to build an MVP and then launching it to discover that you don't have a market for your product. So we're going to try to encourage startups to get their product to the market early and help them do that, and also help them quickly fail early if they are going to fail, so that they can quickly fix what's wrong and they can get their startups off the ground without spending a lot of money there. So in short, that is what we do. We try to assist startups to put their products to market. I didn't prepare a long presentation, so we're now moving into the questions phase. Is there anyone with any questions? You can ask me anything now. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Right. Yes. Thank you for the very brief and very informative presentation. My quick question is: you are starting an incubator in April, and you've already identified candidates. What criteria did you use to identify those candidates? And okay, yeah, I'll start with that.
We identified some of them. We didn't identify a lot. We're going to start with 5 startups. We've identified about 3. We're still talking to the 3rd one. So yeah, so I think it's going to be, I think we can say 3. So we're looking for 2 more. The criteria we used, we headhunted. So we didn't exactly make a call for applications or advertise it, because we sort of identified people who already have a product or already doing stuff, but we just need a bit more help to get their product to the next level. So we're headhunting for now. Maybe in the next intake we'll try to invite a large number of people. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, so how can I join your incubator? Or let's say anyone else who wants to join the incubator. Do we apply or you find who you want for now, the first batch?
Do you want to join?
Yes, let's say I would want to join.
Okay, like I said, we were headhunting. So we sort of like identified a number of people who are trying to talk to MC, how we can help them to start working on their businesses full time and then bring their products to market. So if you're interested, and you didn't know that we're headhunting, then you probably don't stand a chance. But now you do. You can. I'll share my email address. You have my email address. But I'll also share my email address with those who may be interested, and you can just send me an executive summary, and we'll consider you. Yeah.
And then, okay, so you just take 1 batch each year?
We're going to try to take these businesses for 6 months, incubate them for 6 months, and then try to turn these businesses into businesses which are generating revenue and enough revenue to support themselves after 6 months. It's a bit ambitious, I know, but we think it can be done. Yeah.
So many questions. Okay, and then the incubation, what do you give me as an entrepreneur? You give me capital, or it's an equity deal? I mean, what should I be getting from you if I come to be incubated?
In short, it will be capital. Right. So yeah, but not just financial capital. I'm sure you know there are 6 types of capital. One of them is network capital, which and these are the stuff we're going to be teaching entrepreneurs. A lot of people think that financial capital is the only important one, but in a lot of businesses it's probably the least important form of capital. So the first one is network capital, which are the different networks, the connections you get, which may even be more important than cash. And the second type of capital we can help with is reputation capital. For some startups, all they need is just an endorsement or a good testimonial. We're going to try to help with that as well. And then there is instigation capital, which is that ability to get stuff done, to knock on doors, to get those meetings with the CEOs you need to get. and we're going to help with that. I don't remember, off the top of my head, I don't remember what the other two are. But yeah, but we try to help with stuff such as that, which we also help with money if you need money. So.
All right, thank you.
One more thing, one other thing we're looking at is people who are willing to work on their businesses full time. So we only work with someone who's willing to do it full time.
That's good. Thank you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move around with the microphone. So if you have a question, oh, okay, there's another one at the back.
I understand you guys, you say, from your presentation I heard that you provide resources, blah, 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 blah. Like I've said, let's say I'm a developer, I'm very good in PHP and some other programming languages, but I don't have the skill on how to design this graphic designing. Will you be able to support me to find resources or the perfect person to help me on my project?
Okay, let me start by saying, besides looking for people who are willing to do it full time, another thing we're looking for is a team which is capable of building the product. So we're looking for, inside the team, a typical startup team will have a designer, a developer, and a hustler or marketing person. So those are the three skills we try to look for in a startup team. One thing which is also going to be one of our strengths we're going to provide in our products is we're going to try to turn entrepreneurs into T-shaped people. So our product is also going to have an emphasis, besides helping you put that product to the market, we're going to have an emphasis on training you in the technical skills so that you have a very long depth of technical knowledge, and also equipping you with those business skills you need. We're going to equip you with a wide range of business skills. So we're going to try to engage you to be T-shaped people.
I heard you were talking about the forms of capital that you do offer, and the one maybe I just need some form of clarification is which you said reputable reputation capital. I just want to understand the way you are going to do it. Let's say I'm an entrepreneur. I've been in the market maybe for some years, but my reputation was, poor, or was going down, or was declining. Would you be able to help me to gain the market value or the market share again?
Okay, well, first of all, we're going to be working with startups. So these are relatively new companies. So companies which haven't had a chance to make a bad name for themselves. And how we're going to help is, okay, this is not an announcement, it's off the record. One of the startups is going to be zimmall.co.zw. So with Zimmall, what they need is, some people won't buy on Zimmall because they don't have confidence. So you'd find I'm a buyer, and Zimmall is selling one product for the same price the supplier is selling, but I would choose to walk all the way to the supplier to buy from the supplier when Zimmall can give me the convenience and the products for the same price. So one thing they are going to need is maybe an endorsement or a testimonial to a prospective buyer. So that stuff we can help with. That stuff, we've created an ecosystem, a network of other businesses who are willing to support the startups we're going to be working with. and the names have just come up. The other two types of capital are intellectual capital, which are the ideas, the smarts in the company. So maybe sometimes your business just needs people who, you just need smart people who can come up with good ideas. And the final form of capital is technical capital. So maybe you just need a developer or, no, the second from last is technical capital. So maybe you just need a developer or someone with the technical skills you need to build it. And then physical capital, maybe you just need a desk to work from or space or internet access. So those are the other 5 types of capital we try to provide besides just finance.
Right, my understanding is that 6 months come and go. So now, do we have any ways of measuring or maybe ways of determining that after these 6 months, has it been a successful exercise or not? So for example, that maybe after 6 months, then when we have had some startups that you've been working with, and then the 6 months has elapsed, you just let them go, or maybe depending on the way you've been recording the progress they've been making, there will be a chance that maybe you may continue working with them until you think that they can survive on their own.
I'll be honest with you, when we're creating the business plan for Muzinda, there was one tough one, it was very hard, and not just after the 6 months, but even within the 6 months, how do you measure progress? What if one startup is not working very hard, and you find after 3 months they are not going to make it, or their product is not going to work? Do we kick them out? But how do we measure progress as well? Because these are startups. You can't ask for a balance sheet or look at their profit and loss, because they don't have all that stuff. They are probably not generating any revenue. So what we've done is we've come up with a number of metrics to measure how all startups are doing. So you probably have a website and you're selling stuff, you're getting people signing up. So one way of measuring progress is how many people are signing up, or how many people will continue to use your product 2 months after they've signed up, or 2 weeks after they've signed up, or how many people are closing their accounts. So we've come up with a number of metrics. And what we do is when we start out with these startups in April, we'll try to draft a contract with the startup and agree on certain milestones based on the business, because every business is unique, and we'll try to make sure the startups continue to meet those milestones. They could be monthly or every 2 months or 3 months. It will depend on the specific startup. But if the startups are not if they are sleeping on the job and they are not able to meet the milestones, or it looks like they are not going to make it, we may consider kicking them out.
For example, I've got this good idea, an application called Best Cigarettes in Zimbabwe, and the marketing is taking it up, and the response is overwhelming, and most of the companies in the market are appreciating the product and come for support your organization. Will you be able to support me or incubate me?
If you have a great product and it's promising and its potential is very high impact, those are the people who are looking for. So yes, would love the opportunity to work with people like that.
And I believe that Muzinda, it's under INI Foundation, a Christian organization. So you're saying you will be able to support me with my application that has to do with drinking or smoking or something that is not acceptable in your constitution?
Yeah, because of where we get our funding from, there are certain types of businesses we won't be able to work with. So if you're into gambling or pornography or products which promote smoking, because of the organization Muzinda was born out of, we won't be able to support certain businesses. So, but would encourage you to consider pivoting or changing your business model.
All right. Say, for instance, as an entrepreneur, I've got my ideas, I've got my capital, but I'm not too sure how successful I might be. Could I come to Mzinda and consult your services? Take, for instance, the performance measurement that you mentioned. Could I come and consult you guys to help me and tell me, okay, if we go this way, you're likely to be successful? And on that note, if I come with my idea, because this is one of, I think any entrepreneur here who's into development will agree that idea protection, it's kind of like an open ground in Zimbabwe. You've got an idea, you pitch it to the wrong person. The next month, these guys, they'll tell you it doesn't work. The next month you see it's out there, it's already working. So how protected am I if I am to come to consult you guys?
Okay, let me start with the second question and just get it out of the way. Protecting your idea is going to be your responsibility, the entrepreneur. So, but what we can do is we can try to point you in the right direction. We've been speaking to some intellectual property lawyers, for instance, and and there are some people we know who can help you protect your idea. But it's your responsibility as an entrepreneur. And then the first question, I guess to answer it, we should get back to why Muzinda was formed in the first place. And the idea is, first of all, to create jobs, to create wealth, and to support startups and projects, people who are solving very important problems. So if there is any way we can assist, we're not going to be restricted to the 5 startups we do. You can check our track record. We've been doing a number of projects to support innovation and to support entrepreneurs. So yeah, so any way we can assist, that's why we're here. Yeah.
Any more questions? Going once? Going twice? Thank you so much, Mr. Tawanda. If you could just give him once again.